Hello, 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 G's. As promised, I'm back and we're going to be making pesto my way. I'm going to start off by adding the basil. Now I put my basil in a water bath because it's kind of like greens. It gets a little sandy. So I rinse it and then I submerge it in water because the greens will float to the top and whatever leftover sand there is in the greens will sink to the bottom. And to that I will add my fresh garlic and then a little more garlic because I was lazy peeling the garlic, some seasoned salt, and some oil so that everything can get moving. I'm going to put the top on and blend this up. Well, you know what? I can add the yogurt now too. This is what I'm saying. It's like sometimes you can just use what's in your house. That was about a half a cup. But it's good. Sometimes you could use just what's in your house. Especially when you're like me and you go to the store and you forget things. There. There. That's all blended up. And I forgot to get my water, so hold on a second. I should be heating up my water while the pesto is cooking or heating up. Smells good. I love the smell of basil. Salt the water. And now I'm going to add the cheese. Still have a little left. Well, I forgot to put the salmon in the oven. Let me go do that real quick. This is nice and cheesy. Oh, it's going to be so good. Look at that. This pesto is ready. Turn the heat off. I'm going to taste it. Oh my goodness. That is so good. cover this with this plate. Now my pasta is gluten-free, so it's going to be ready maybe 5 minutes after the water begins to boil. That pesto is so good. Oh, can't wait till it all comes together. Okay, geez. So the water's boiling and I'm going to go get my pasta to put in. Now for this dish I'm going to use the penne because I want that pesto to get all inside. I think that's a good amount. Okay, this says to cook for 8 to 10 minutes, and so I will check it after maybe about 6 minutes and see how it is. So the pasta is ready, and I'm going to add the salmon and then put in some pesto. There we go. I'll probably have some pesto left over for another dish. Look how cheesy that is. Oh my goodness. Let's see how this mixes in. Yeah, I think that's going to be enough. Yeah. Okay guys, so I'm going to plate this up and meet you in the studio. Hello G's, well we're back from the kitchen and you've seen how I made my salmon pesto penne. And now we're going to see how it tastes. This was a good idea. Now, I know a lot of people haven't tried the creamy pesto. Frankly, it's my favorite. I've never done it with yogurt before. I usually do it with heavy cream. Yogurt has a nice touch. I do miss the pine nuts, however. And those you use whether you do a creamy pesto or not. I never really thought, well, I was never sure that the pine nuts actually added anything to the flavor, but they do. But I have to tell you though, because one time I bought these pine nuts and they were perfectly fine until after I ate them. Each time I ate them, I got like a bitter taste in my mouth afterwards, and it lasted, you know, for a good while. And there's always something wrong with me. So I thought, oh no, what is it now? But no, it wasn't that. It was these pine nuts that came from China. And I don't know what was wrong with them, what they did to them or whatever, but you get this bitter taste in your mouth. So when you do buy pine nuts, look at where they come from. And I don't know whether it's still a problem, but I don't buy pine nuts that are products of China. Maybe that was just a like thing at that time, but I don't trust it. But yeah, pine nuts do add something to the flavor, but this is good. Because the main flavors that you get with the pesto is, you know, the basil and the garlic. But yeah, the pine nuts do add like a nuttiness. But this is good, really good. The yogurt is a little bit different than the heavy cream, but I like it. There's a slight tang to it. But adding that salmon, that was a great idea. Mm. You have your greens, and then you have your protein. It's good. And this is really all you need to eat, except for maybe a dessert afterwards. You know how I am with my desserts. Speaking of desserts, when I was at the market the other day, I bought some peaches. So, you're probably going to be seeing some grilled peaches, maybe some peach ice cream, which was my father's favorite, or a peach smoothie, or maybe just some peach preserves. I probably won't do the peach preserves though, because I usually like to put alcohol in my preserves. I call them drunken preserves. But they're not really, because most of the alcohol cooks off. I could cook it all off, but I kind of like that, you know. So, yeah, I don't have any alcohol in the house right now. So I probably won't be doing preserves. But, you know, you never know. I have flour and butter, so I could make some biscuits and then put some peach preserves on top. That would be good. But I really want to try the grilled peaches, because I've never had that. And whenever I see somebody do that, or look at a picture in a magazine, they just look so good. They're nice and browned, and I imagine the peachy caramelized flavor. I want to taste that. So that I'm doing for sure. I'm just waiting for the peaches to get ripe, because they weren't ripe. And this is what I'm missing this time of year, because I usually go to the botanical gardens, and I think it was Thursdays, they have a market, like a farmer's market. And there's always a guy there with sweet, juicy peaches. Those peaches are like the best. And I usually end up eating half of them before I ever make anything with them. mm. Some peach cobbler might be nice too. Yeah, that's a thought. We'll see. What did I call this again? Salmon Pesto Pene. I like the way that sounds. Yeah. This was another good idea. Mm-hmm. And I have some left over to have for lunch tomorrow, which is always a good thing. But I also have leftover pizza. I don't know why I didn't eat it today. So by the time I made this, I was pretty hungry. Pretty hungry. And now I'm pretty full. But I'm not going to leave any for Miss Manners. I'm going to finish. I'm going to clean my plate. Hmm. Oh, I bought some grapes. The other day I was watching Angel Lives. She's got a great channel, and she just got over the virus, and she's doing pretty good. And one of the first things that she did when she got back was she did an ASMR with frozen grapes. I love frozen grapes. Earlier this year, where did I get them from? I don't know. Well, earlier this summer, I got some. Maybe they were at my local supermarket, because every now and then they surprise me and have something good. Like now, they have all these vegan choices. They even have vegan A's. Huh. So, yeah, they surprised me. So maybe it was there that I got them. I got some cotton candy grapes and I put them in the freezer. That was some good stuff. So yesterday I bought like regular grapes. I think I got the red ones because the green ones were too green, and when they're green like that, they're usually a little tart, and I'm not crazy about tart grapes. Although, my daughter told me that Tabitha Brown had some green grapes and she squeezed lime on them, and that made them taste sweeter. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that next time. I always have limes in the house. But yeah, I had to think of why I started the story. Those frozen cotton candy grapes, they were so good. It was like eating little ices. My mom turned me on to freezing grapes because she used to love frozen grapes. And I'm thinking, most of my childhood, she probably did that and ate them secretly because she didn't want us to know how good they were. Because I didn't discover that she had a love of frozen grapes until I was like a teenager. And they were good. Yeah. This was a tasty treat, a tasty meal. And I suggest you do it. It's fairly easy. And that blender, is amazing. I tell you, I love kitchen appliances. And today, even though I finished my water challenge yesterday, All I drank was water. I forgot to get watermelon when I went to the supermarket, so I didn't have a watermelon smoothie. And hopefully I'll have one soon, but I don't see myself going to the supermarket until I've eaten all my food again. Hmm. Tasty. All right. Now you can count your blessings. You can go out, be a blessing to somebody else, and don't forget to be kind to yourself. Until next time.